You're live.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're going?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, where to begin? So we are at the Rollright Stones. I'm going to kind of go slowly to give some people a bit of chance to join us. So I'm going to do the kind of boring stuff to start with, really. Up here you can see assigned to 3 different sites. We've got the King's Stone, which is a single standing stone, about 100 metres there on the other side of the road. You've got the Whispering Knights, which are hard to see. Probably you might be able to make out, I doubt it, but they're probably about 300 metres over there. There's 5 stones, maybe 4 or 5. It's basically the remains of a dolmen. And then round here we've got the King's Men, which is a stone circle. And so to back up a little bit, I just want to explain what we're doing. We in this lockdown process to do with this Billy Ray Cyrus thing has kind of pushed us, because we live in a van, to just go on a tour. So we've spent the last 4 weeks touring all these different stone circles and dolmen in the Cornwall and Devon area. And during this time, we've come up with the idea of actually that people should be joining us. Everyone's at home, so we wanted people to kind of join us on the tour. So we came up with this live streaming idea, and cut a long story short, I'm rubbish with phones, but I got a new one and just set it up about 3 or 4 days ago. So we've now done 3 videos before this. This is our 4th. We've done 2 other sites. You should take a look if you've got time. The first one I did was only 3 minutes, and it's quite hilarious because I don't really know. You'll see what's going on with the phone. But we did the Hawkstone and the Horstone, which are both about 10 kilometres from here. We're in Chipping Norton now in Oxfordshire in the UK. So this is part of us kind of warming up, really. Jay has just had a little boy, or his wife has actually, and he's 11 years old today. 11 days old, sorry, 11 days old today. So he can't really join us at the moment because he's obviously really busy. But if you look at the second video we did at the Hawkstone, you'll see what we want to do. We've got this, he's got this home setup kit where he can be like looking up information, and we can have a really cool guided tour of these sites. And you can basically just join us, because we're going to do more. We're going to carry on and just keep going to Cornwall and Devon and loads of dolmen and circles and all these kind of things. So yeah, come and join us on the tour if you have time. We'll do a little bit of tying up. So the other 2 sites, the Hawkstone and the Horstone, one was just a standing stone that might have formerly been a stone circle, and the Horstone was probably a former dolmen. Both of those stones had really porous rocks, and you'll see from the Rollright Stones, we were comparing it the whole time to these stones because they've got holes in them. We talked as well about the links via ley lines. It's supposed to be like an overground ley line that goes from here off to the Hawkstone, and I think it also meets up with the Horstone as well. They're all sort of connected. So this is the stone circle. There's loads of legends associated with it to do with kings. Lots of king stories here, and stories of like a witch turning the knights and the king and his men into stones and then becoming these sites. There's quite an interesting thing is that it's supposed to be really difficult to count the stones. So it says on the sign, if you count 3 times and you get the same number 3 times in a row, then you get a wish. We've heard all sorts of different numbers. I think it's between like 70 and 75. People seem to actually do come up with quite a range of numbers. Yeah, you can see the porous stones. We're going to come back to this site. As I said, Jay is really snowed under because he's got his little baby there and his wife to look after. But I think we'll come back to here and do a proper tour of this site. It's really cool. Yeah, and I'll try and post. I don't know. As I said, we're just kind of throwing this together, and it's a bit difficult. We live in the van, and our resources are a bit limited, but we're kind of managing. But we'll.
My back hurts once you count the stones.
You what?
They want you to count the
They
stones.
want me to count it. God. How long have they got? I've got to do it 3 times as well. We will. I'll tell you what. When we come back, we will definitely count the stones.
We can get a little closer.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So they're really surprising. You don't really, like, most of the stones at these sites, the majority, apart from the ones in this area, are really solid, like granite. And these ones, they're almost like it's almost like they're dissolving in the rain, kind of thing, that you can see here. There's holes right the way through here. So they're really, really porous. I don't know, I think it's a limestone. Don't know why they've chosen this type of rock at this site. But they look really cool. We're supposed to do it in certain order, and we'll probably do that when we come. I think we'll come back here next week or in 2 weeks or something as part of this tour we'll do. And you're supposed to do it in a certain order, basically. So I think you're supposed to ask the Kingstone for permission to come here. And there's a story as well about the Whispering Knights were plotting against the king, and that's why they're far over there. So there's quite a lot of mythology and folklore and stuff. So we've got dowsing rods as well. We've got a kit now. We've been doing at all of these sites. We've been burying crystals and connecting them together, doing a kind of sort of meditation. And we've got bags of crystals, and we've got dowsing rods. So we're like fully investigating these sites. We are kind of getting some results with the dowsing rods. It's just a bit hard to work out exactly what they mean at the moment. So anyone's got any advice and wants to join us live on our tours, because we were certainly getting some sway in, weren't we? Can we go into the centre? Might as well wrap this up, I think. Unless anyone's got any questions. That's another thing that we wanted to encourage, actually, was the prompting of where to go. Anyone who's watching wants to see anything, tell us. There's a massive stone over here. You can literally be a part of the tour. I know there were not so many stones when they found it. I think they resurrected or re-erected about a third of the stones in 1882 is what it says on the sign. Yeah, anyway, I think for now, as I said, we'll just wrap it up. But I will post on, I don't know what to post it on, maybe Facebook, the website or something. Can you post on YouTube?
Yes.
Can you? I'll post somewhere like a rough schedule of what sites we're going to go to. So if people want to look up stuff before, if you really do want to get involved with these sites, we want to encourage. If you look at the Horstone video, we actually buried the crystal on camera in that, and we want to encourage people from around the world to connect with us at these moments. And you can also connect as well if you're watching it. If you're not watching it live and you're watching it, as it's recorded and put onto YouTube. So we really get in the feel of gathering like a community of people that we can get together on these trips and investigate them more, because the more minds looking at these sites, the better, actually. So yeah, I think that's it. We'll post somewhere our plans coming up. Stay tuned.